Good morning to all. Let us see how to interface this Maxsonar uh, sensor with Raspberry Pi. This is distance finding sensor. It will give distance in millimeter. It will check the obstacle distance and converting into digital signal, converting into millimeter and sending the data to Raspberry Pi through serial port. It is having 6 pins. 3 pins are important: VCC, ground, and TX. These 3 pins should be connected to Raspberry Pi. VCC to 3.3 volt of Raspberry Pi. Ground pin of sensor should be connected to ground pin of Raspberry Pi. TX pin of sensor should be connected to RXT pin of Raspberry Pi. Let us connect. Fifth pin in second row is RXT. Third pin of second row is ground. First pin of first row is 3.3 volt. Now I have connected all the pins. Welcome back. Today we are going to see about how to interface sensor at serial port of Raspberry Pi. If you want to enable serial port in Raspberry Pi, give command as raspi-config. This window will open. Here go to interfacing options. Go to serial. It will ask, would you like a login shell to be accessible over serial? Give no. Again it will ask, would you like the serial port hardware to be enabled? Give yes. Give OK. Give finish. It will ask, would you like to reboot now? Give no. Now our serial port is enabled. We are going to use a tool called Minicom to monitor the serial port in Raspberry Pi. If you want to install Minicom in your Raspberry Pi, give command as sudo space apt-get install Minicom. Give Y, then enter. Minicom is getting installed. Sometimes serial port of Raspberry Pi will be used by Bluetooth module of Raspberry Pi. To disable that, we have to make a small configuration in config.txt file in boot directory. Let us do that. This is config.txt file. Let us modify config.txt file in boot directory. There should be 3 lines. Enable underscore er is equal to 1. Next line is dt overlay equal to pi 3 hyphen disable BT. We are disabling Bluetooth module. DT overlay is equal to pi 3 hyphen mini UART hyphen BT. These three lines should be there at the end of config.txt file. Save it. Let us check what are the serial ports available in Raspberry Pi. Command for checking serial ports in Raspberry Pi is dmesg pipeline symbol grep space tty. Now two serial ports have been detected. One is tty AMA0, another one is tty capital S0. So now let us check what are the data coming in tty S0. Minicum space minus B 9600 minus O minus capital D slash DEV slash TTY S0. Our sensor is giving this data R083. It is the distance in millimeter. Let us check. For leaving this minicum terminal, you have to give Control A, then press Q. It will ask leave without reset. Give yes, enter. You can come out of minicum terminal. To monitor the sensor data in Raspberry Pi, we have to issue command in Raspberry Pi minicom space minus B space 9600 minus O minus capital D slash DEV slash TTY capital S0. Give enter. Now our sensor is giving data as R083. Let us put some obstacle on sensor and check whether the value is changing or not. Our sensor is detecting the distance of the obstacle, converting into millimeter and sending to Raspberry Pi. This is the output of Maxsonar sensor.